Hey everyone, good evening, and welcome to episode 83 of the Ask Jay Show. We are winding down to our final episodes of my 90-day commitment to you all to answer your questions, to give motivation, advice, etc. Hence, Ask Jay for 90 days straight. Tonight is a little bit of a special episode, being that I had to start off a little bit premature. I was waiting. I know Brandon's really busy for him to send my questions in, and I haven't gotten your 5 questions yet. And I'm a little borderline getting under the weather. So I'm popping airbornes and drinking tea and NyQuil and trying to get myself better. I want to get some rest, which is not something that's, excuse me, fix my clothes a little bit, which is not, my thing. Sleep and rest is not my thing. I like to go as hard as possible, but I do want to take care of my body and take care of myself so I can be of good service and good use. So I didn't want to wait till any further in the evening to get my questions from Brandon and do this episode, because I do want to. I've been on the road all day. I've come from Baltimore. I've been to Delaware today, and I'm now back in New Jersey, and I do want to kind of relax, get some rest. I do got some more paperwork to do and some things to tie up. But, so again, I want to get an early start on my night. And so there won't be any questions answered tonight, unfortunately. But I do have 2 compelling topics of conversation that I want to share. One comes from a note that I read as I was in Delaware today at a courthouse for a traffic ticket from 2008, right? So I had a traffic ticket for 2008 that I swore that I paid, but they have me on record as not paying it. And so I'm sitting in the traffic court in the prosecutor's office, and as she stepped out, and by the way, my tickets got dismissed, totally thrown away, which is a blessing. But I'm sitting there and I'm reading a sign on the prosecutor's wall of her office that said a story of 2 wolves. And it talks about a elder in a Cherokee tribe, a Cherokee Indian tribe, told a story to his grandson about 2 wolves, and says that, everyone has 2 wolves in them, right? 2 wolves in them. And one wolf is jealous and it's envious and it's angry and it has hate and contempt and all these negative words. It's arrogant, it's selfish, right? One wolf is, right, all those things. And then another wolf is kind, it's compassionate, it's empathetic, it's loving, it's caring, it's peaceful, it has concern, it's unselfish, right? And all these positive words. And so the grandson asked the grandfather, the elder, said, well, father, out of that fight between the 2 wolves, which one will win? And the elder, the grandfather, said, whichever one that you feed. And I love that story because that's really what I've realized over these last few years, is that we all got the ability to have BS and to be on our BS, I call it, and to live a negative spirited life. Like, we all could be super arrogant. We could be selfish. It's about me. We could have a I don't give a what attitude. We could be angry from our past, from our circumstances, from abuse in the home, growing up in poverty, bad relationships, right? We could be envious, jealous of people that have done more than us or started in the same place as us but have done better. Or, we could hold all these and harbor all these negative feelings, and that could be the wolf in you. I've lived like that. So I know we can live like that, live with a chip on our shoulder and just be angry, mad people, all of us individuals, but we also all, which is a negative energy, we all have this ability to exude and to adopt our positive energy and be loving and be kind and be unselfish and be caring and be empathetic and, all those positive things, and then be happy, right? But we feed the negative wolf with negative energy, negative conversations, negative people in our circles, negative music, negative TV, negative books. There's so many people that, and even me, I remember, when I was in prison, for the most part, what I read was, especially during my first bit, was Donald Goines books, all dope books and pimp books and whores and prostitutes and drug dealers and dope fiends and dope addicts and Iceberg Slim and all these ghetto novels, true to the game. So all I would read was like ghetto novels. All I would feed my body, feed my wolf, was those things that spoke to negativity in my environment, and I wasn't feeding my mind or my soul or my body anything positive. And so that negative wolf always won, right? And, you know, as I've grown and evolved, you find that, you know, all that stuff counts, which kind of speaks to my second point, which is a community-related point. But you all know that I've adopted, and I love it, and many of you who follow me have adopted, for the sake of building the self-esteem of Black people who we know historically have been traumatized and degraded, to build our morale and self-esteem. Instead of using common words to greet each other or to speak in conversation with each other, I intentionally call us and speak to us and greet us Black people in America, Black people in general, as kings and queens. The men I call kings and the women I call queens. No matter if they are a dope fiend in the streets, a drug dealer, or a professional corporate CEO, or a ball player, or a stripper coming off the pole, or a working class woman, or a college grad, or whomever, it does not make a difference. I'm not trying to describe who they currently are and their current actions, because what I am trying to do is to speak life into them, speak positivity into them, and feed the positive wolf, feed the good wolf with good words and encouraging words. And it's so funny, as I call everyone king and queen, and I may say it in, you know, the coolest of conversations. It could be casual, we could be cursing, we could be whatever, right? It's not about being like super professional, pristine about it, but it's just a habit of what I said, because honestly, for majority of my adult life, I referred to all Black men as niggas. Like, that's my nigga. Like, what up, nigga? Like, yo, that nigga over there crazy. Like, the nigga this, the nigga that, bitch ass nigga, faggot, right? So like, he's a cool ass nigga. Like, like nigga was the word. Like, it's just like what we used. It's all I knew. Like, my stepdad used it, my dad used it, like my mom used it. Like, nigga was such a just. And when you think about the word, but going to when my mom moved us out of Plainfield, New Jersey, which is an urban city, and moved us into a more suburban area, and I went to a high school and a middle school that was predominantly white. When a white person would call me a nigger, we instantly get infuriated. I mean, I was fighting words instantly. Bam, it'd be fighting words. And the reason why we got mad about the word nigger from a white person is not like, we don't even know. It just means ignorant, right? But it also means, in a sense, being belittling. Hold on, I think I gotta. All right. Oh, I gotta handle something. 1 second. Stay there. Stay tuned. I gotta finish the story. All right, I'm back. We got a breach in security. So, yeah, so the word nigga has, and same thing with females, we commonly refer to them as bitches, right? Like, that's just like, I remember if you said that back in the 90s, you might get smacked or punched in the eye. And slowly, by 2015, I hear so many queens refer to themselves as a bitch. You hear Nicki Minaj or other rappers or singers or females in general refer themselves as the queen bitch or bad bitch, or, you know, I'm a fat bitch, I'm a whatever, right? Just, it's so common to use degrading words, and they're belittling words. No matter how much endearment you mean behind it, oh, that's my nigga, I love this nigga. It's still a word that's belittling. The whole nature of the word is belittling. And again, that's feeding the bad wolf. It's not feeding the positive wolf. And it's crazy how we can find it so hard to call somebody a king or queen. I'm not calling him a king. She ain't no queen. I'm not calling him a king. You can find it so hard and you'll object so hard to call somebody a king or queen, but right, you'll fight that back and you have all these reasons or whatever. But many of us for so long have called someone a nigga or a bitch in reference. So the negative side, you didn't have much of a rebuttal for, much of an argument for, but when it gets positive, you got all this rebuttal for it. And so imagine, like, what's wrong with you? Like, when we can listen to our rap music and every 99%, even the J. Cole's, right? Even the conscious and positive rappers and the Kendricks, they still calling us niggas and bitches and refer to our women as bitches and hoes. Like, still. And so how can we accept such? And again, I'm no angel about it, right? Like, this is a new revelation for me, but how can we accept such negativity as commonplace, right? No other culture does this. Like, this is not what Asian culture or European Americans or like other cultures do. Indians, like, they don't, nobody does this. This is what Black people do. Like, we talk down to each other as a commonality, then we wonder why we're so low. Right? While we're so degraded, while we're so poor, all right, we make gangster a cool thing. If you gangster, that's cool. Right? Or if you ghetto, and we make these things like almost cool terms. And so even thotting, like, it's like we make jokes out of that and then start to make it almost even a positive thing. We turn everything negative and try to make it a positive, and we think we're doing something good by doing that, but all we're doing is like feeding a bad wolf and like putting sugar on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's never a positive to talk negative to someone. You're not speaking life into them. So it's just like, you got to ask yourself, and I had like just daydreams about it. Like, even like, just, I'm going to have a lot of this conversation with people I know of influence, but it's like, yo, how can you be so cool and so accepting of being called a nigga and calling someone else a nigga or calling a female? Like, I got 2 daughters. And obviously I have a mom and I have 2 sisters. And I have a grandmother and I have aunts. And I wouldn't want no one to refer to them as, yeah, that bitch right there bad, or that, look at that bitch, or this bitch crazy, right? I'd have a real issue with you speaking like that about my daughters or my mom, whatever, right? And so, but at the same, and many men have females in their life. We all were born from a mother. And you wouldn't want anyone speaking to your mother that way or about your mother that way, but yet you could go right and do that to someone about somebody else's mom or somebody else's daughter. Like, it's ass backwards. Like, it makes no absolute sense, but we do it so frequently, and that's us being in a habit of mediocrity and being in a habit of just feeding the bad wolf. Like, yo, we struggle to be positive. Like, you could say, and it's not everybody's, may not apply to you, but you know that applies to a majority if you live in the real world. Like, I don't know, some of you guys may live in like some bougie class world, like whatever, but the world in which I come in contact with, I hear people commonly refer to someone and even to myself as, like, that's my nigga right there. What's up, my nigga? You could say my nigga, but you'll feel comfortable saying, what's up, my king? Like, you'd have a problem saying my king. Oh, I'm not calling you my king. What, are you crazy? But why would you want to call me your nigga then? It don't make no sense. Why are you comfortable calling me something degrading and something belittling, but you're uncomfortable calling me something positive, knowing all that we've been through? You should feel more comfortable saying something positive. You should feel uncomfortable saying something negative. In real reality. And so those like are the paradigm shifts that we have to start to create, and that I really, really believe in. Like, no matter how uncomfortable it is, I don't care who I'm on the phone with. And I mentor a lot of people throughout the country, some who are way more professional and polished than others. I mentor guys that are still in the streets, that are straight gangsters, and that I'm trying to help pull up and bring out and feed positive food. And no matter how much they curse, I curse too, y'all know that, but I try to minimize it. I'm saying how much they use those words, I still speak life into them, and I still call them king or queen. Even the females also that I mentor too, that all aren't necessarily transformed or polished in life. It's still queen. We went and marketed and promoted in Baltimore for our corner class this weekend, and we talking about we dead in the hood, people buying dope and mollies and perks and Xannies and all of that. I'm talking about right on the block, right in the smack dab of the hood. But even if they come to me asking me for money, for change, or whatever else, it's still queen. I don't care what the situation is. It's still queen. It's still king. And it's because it's like, if you want better, you gotta do better to get better. It's as simple as that. You cannot just live on old, ugly ways and think that you'll get better results, which is why with our Black Wall Street district in Baltimore, one of the core components I'm working on is the social development of the people. You cannot build a Black Wall Street just on real estate alone. It will not work. You cannot go renovate 32 houses on a block and make it beautiful and then go put ugly people into it. People that haven't evolved, people that haven't matured, people that don't have the right character yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the social component has to go with the wealth building component. It has to. You have to grow in both. It's like I could teach a dope boy how to flip a house and make whatever thousands, but if he hasn't evolved and matured, he's gonna get that money and he's gonna go right back to investing and selling dope off his real estate money because the light bulb hasn't gone off yet. So the social development is key to the development of our people and bridging the wealth gap. And I talked about that at our last speaking engagement at La Rouge Lounge. I'm gonna be speaking about a lot more. It's like you can give an athlete a $4 million bonus that comes from the hood and has no financial education. If he hasn't developed socially, he's just going to go blow that money fast because he's still on old culture. Like the culture that we've created for ourselves and the culture that other people have funded, right? There's people that have funded our media, funded our TV shows, funded we don't own any of those TV networks that are putting out this ratchet content, funded our record labels, funded our rappers, people that have funded that, have funded it to promote us degrading ourselves. And they cool with that. But God forbid you go degrade a police officer or go degrade another race and call them bitches and want to kill them in every song and kill a cracker. It'll be all hell. You'll be kicked out the freaking, your album be off the shelf so fast. Rick Ross said to Donald Trump, Rick Ross made a Donald Trump reference that assassinate Trump like I'm Zimmerman. And they took his album off the shelves. But Rick Ross and all his albums been talking about killing niggas in all his albums. And they ain't take his album off the shelf for none of that. And so it shows you that there's a commonality that we accept us belittling ourselves. Therefore, other people accept us belittling ourselves and promote it. And everybody's cool with it. And I'm not cool with it. I'm not cool with being in last place. I'm not cool with us just being niggas and bitches. I'm not cool with us being demoralized and degraded. Like, nah, why? Like, why would I? I'm not cool for that for my daughters. I'm not cool with that for your daughters or for your sisters or for your mom. And so it's time that real kings stand up, real queens stand up. Like, it only makes sense. Like, from lying and flying, like, I'm saying nothing that don't make sense. You should not go through life, and we should not go through life as a community constantly degrading ourselves and it being acceptable because we now make it a term of endearment to talk negative to each other. We can just as easily flip that word and talk positive to each other and imagine the elevation of the culture. So with all that, again, I apologize. No 5 questions today. I'm going to actually, again, I'm going to get some tea. I want to make sure I take care of myself and stay healthy. Queen Jazz, she got on me with a text message this morning or an email, like, you better take care of yourself. And, I got a few people beating me up about not taking care of myself. And so I don't want no trouble. So I got to make sure that in all my sacrifice that I do take care of my health. And so I do want to get some rest. We will be back tomorrow, though, for episode 84. We'll have your questions nice and handy. So make sure you hashtag AskJ to ask me anything. We only have several episodes left. We'll be at 84 tomorrow. We're ending at 90. But again, I just want to give you guys some of my thoughts today. Make sure you feed the right wolf. Feed the good you. We all got good and bad. I'm telling you, I get on some bullshit real fast if I gave in. But I've been very consistent about staying on my positive flow, right? Because things happen. I mean, I get people insult me, people lie, steal, cheat, and a whole bunch of other stuff, within my life, with current day. Like, I don't have this invincible shield around me. Like, no, things happen that make me angry, get me frustrated. And it can be very easy for me to give in to the old me. But I'm very intentional, very committed to leading by example and feeding the positive me and being the positive me And I want all you all to do the same thing. Like, yo, just be on your best, be on your A game, your best behavior for real though. Because as my grandmother always said it, you know, if it's like if you do better, you'll get better. It's just simple. It's basic laws of attraction. You know what I mean? And it could be fun and easy, and we get really lazy to just go into the norm, go into the acceptable, go into the what everybody else is doing. It's very hard to live above the standards, to live above average. It's very easy to be average. Very easy to just do what everybody else does. But we're not looking for easy. We're looking for great. So I want to encourage you all to be great. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, comment below, and I'll be back tomorrow for our next episode. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everything that I say, that I do is just from the heart, because this is just me being a better me. I told someone today, I could easily just not do this. No, I couldn't easily do this, honestly. I couldn't easily not do it because it'll be on my heart to do it. What I'm just trying to say is that I could be a person, or could be in my negative me, my bad wolf, and just be like, yo, F everybody, I'm gonna go do me and get mine. And I lived that, you know, years ago. But I want to buy in, and I have bought into being my best me. And I know that's about serving others and doing the right things with my talents, the right thing with my superpowers. I have superpowers, I know. I have some great gifts. You all have superpowers. And you can use those superpowers to be a good superhero or be a villain. And there's nothing attractive, there's nothing rewarding about being a villain. I want to be the good guy. I want to be Black Robin Hood, Black Superman. All right, so I want to come save the day, save the world, save our people. And I want to encourage you all to be on the right side with me. Be on the superhero side with me. Let's use all our talents for good, for the elevation of our people, elevation of our culture, the elevation of all mankind, to be honest, all humankind. Like, it starts with us. So again, love y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow, episode 84. Ask Jay. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little better. And y'all pray for me, keep me up. You know what I mean? I'm going to hold y'all down. All right, one, peace. Ding.